Hi, Ravi. Good morning.
Thanks for joining the call.
Thank you, Ravi.
Could you please share your screen
Okay, Ravi. Just a minute.
and open PPT?
Can you show my screen, Ravi?
Yes, I'm able to see your screen.
This is my
And walk me through. Over to you, Sai.
uh, this is my PPT. My topic is attribution dimensions. Attribute dimension are special type dimension. There are associated with business rules. Those contains the members that are used to the specify the numbers, other associated dimensions in the properties. To the next slide. Able will be able to show as the use of attribute dimension in the following database: data forms, RTP, runtime fronts, and business rules, smart view. These all are artifacts in the applications. Go to the next slide. The creation of attribute dimensions. What is an attribute in the journal? Can you give me an example on your attribute dimension in the Amazon app? Attribute dimension are generally categorization or group of members. If you take Amazon app, open the Amazon app, what you see, you will have you will have some sections like you have fashion, home, mobiles, electronics, books. These all are attribute dimensions in the Amazon app. You can select the fashion attribute dimension, attribute dimension. You can see the categories under the fashion attribute dimension. Those all are attribute dimension categories. Next, can you explain the difference between a standard dimension and attribute dimension? Standard dimensions are used for business purpose. There are used for calculation purpose and data storing the data. The attribute dimensions is only used for reporting purpose. If you want to report by set of colors and product type, something like that. Uh, in which case do you prepare attribute dimension over the standard dimension? Whereas the attribute dimension on the use specific scenario for the describing the describing the quality and quality and there are characteristic on the data use of that as the scenario that use the scenario that user scenario. Can he assign and attribute dimension to dense and sparse dimension? You can use the dense and sparse dimension in the application. Attributes can create the sparse dimensions. Okay. Use any of the executing attribution dimensions. Can you show me how to create the attribute dimensions? Go to the application, click on navigator, select the dimensions under the create and manage, click on dimensions. If you select the any of the dimensions here, now I'm selecting the entity dimensions. Click on entity header, click on custom attributes, click on best symbol, create the attribute dimensions. Can give attribute dimension 1. Data type is the text. Click on save. The attribute dimension will be created. Move on to the right side, you can see the regions, APAC, Europe, USA, MEA. These all are attribute categories. Go to the PPT. Can you show me how to assign the attribute dimensions to standard dimensions? Go to the application. First, you cancel this space. Explain this entity. Explain this total geography. explain this segments. Explain this EN01. Select the any of the member entity standard number. Click on edit the entity member. Click on attributes values space. Move on to the region or right side. Expand the region. I can select the any of the one number. Select the select the USA. Click on move on to the right side. The attribute dimension number is added to the standard dimensions. Click and save. Go to the PPT. Go to the next page. The use of attribute dimension in the data forms. Can you show how to use attribute dimension in the data forms in the page drop down and show me how to use how to how the standard dimension members are filtered. Uh, Use any of the existing attribute dimension. If not available, the create one as the below hierarchies. I'm previously created these members in the application. Go to the application. You can see the attribute dimensions. Click on entity. Click on actions. Click on custom attributes. I'm previously created these attributes previously APSC and Europe, USA, MEA. These all are attribute categories. Goes go to the PPT. Can you show me? Can you show how to use the attribute dimension in the data form in the phase drop down list? Go to the application. Go to the navigator. You can select the forms under the create and manage. Click on forms. Expand this library. You can select any of the form, any of the existing form. I'm selecting the variable form. Click on edit. Click on layout. You can see the page point of view, page level, and attribute dimensions, the row and columns. Now previously I'm creating region one locations. These are attribute dimensions. Now move on to the page level. Click and edit the region attribute dimension. You can select the attributes. Click on functions and functions. Children's. Click on OK. Click and save. Click and review the form. You can see the drop down list in the POV. You can see the drop down list region. These are entity attribute dimensions in the form. These are for drop down to the list. Go to the activity guide. Tag region attribute dimension to the standard dimensions entity and randomly assign the members of the regions to the entity members. If missing and zero setting is enabled, show me how to the standard dimension members filter to the attribute dimensions. Already I can show the how to filter the members. You can select the Europe. Only Europe only selected the member. Can only Europe is selected member. Go to the PPT. Can you move attribute dimension to the POV and explain the out of fit? Go to the application. First, close this. This is the attribute dimension. Move on to the POV. To select the region, click on edit. Can select the USA member. Click on OK. You can see the click on save and preview the form. You can see the click on this. You can see the region is USA. the point of view. Go to the PPT. Can you move attribute dimensions to the row and explain out of it? Go to the application and this attribute dimension move on to the row level. You can select the row level, click on save, click on save, and then click on review the form. You can see attribute dimension added to the rows USA. These are our attribute dimensions could add to the all account dimensions. Go to the PPT. Can you move attribute dimensions to the column and explain out of it? Go to the application. For this review, the similarly move on to the column. The added to the attribute dimension on the column level. Click on save. Click on review the form. You can see the add to the column level attribute dimension. You can see the USA. Click on close. Go to the PPT. Open the next slide. Use of attribution dimension in the RTP. Can he assign attribute dimension or attribute dimension members in the RTP? You can assign yes, you can assign the attribute dimension and attribute dimension or attribute members to RTP. If yes, can you show me how to assign attribute dimension or attribute dimension members in the RTP? Go to the application, close this form. Can select the navigator, click on the navigator, click on rules under the create and manage, click on this. The separate window will be open. You can select these actions, select the variable designer, click on variable designer. You can see the left hand panel, like expand the EPM cloud. Those are two types of applications, global level and application level. Expand the FCC application, local application. Expand this, select the console. Select the console. You can select the actions menu. Click on new attribute created. Click on name is the attribute. Go name is the RTP underscore attribute entity. Type is the member. Attribute is the member. That's why take the type is the member. Dimension type is the region. Select the region. Go to the PPT. Can you show me only 5 attributes dimensions limited the RTP? Example, only show APAC and Europe from the above tip in the slide 4. Go to the application. First, you enable the RTP, activate the RTP. Can once I activate the RTP, you can highlight the limit and default value and RTP text values. First, give the RTP limit value. You can click on numbers. Select the region, expand the region. You can select the APSC. Move on to the right side. Click on OK. The limit value added to the APAC attribute member. After select the default value, click on function and functions. Click on functions. These all are pre-depend functions. Now I'm selecting the attribute function. Click on select the member. Select the region. Attribute dimension. Select the click on OK. You can edit the limit value also. Click on members. Add the one more member in the limit value. Click on review. Click on expand the region. Add the Europe also. added to the two attribute category members in the limit values. RTP text, please enter the attribute entity and click on save the RTP. The RTP will be saved successfully. Click on OK. The RTP underscore attribute entities member is saved successfully. Go to the PPT. Go to the next slide. Use of attributes dimensions in the business rules. Can you show me how many functions are available in the business attributes in the BR? To use technical preference. Can you show me at last two functions of attributes in the business rules? Expectations. Choose randomly any attribute dimension member. Choose any one random combination the standard dimensions. Create any input sheet in the smart view. The create input and sheet in the smart view. Create our business rules with attribute functions. Execute the business rules. Show me out the results output the sheet created. Can see these all are create the business rules. Click on system view. Uh, expand the expand the application. Expand the console. You can see the business rules. Expand these rules. FCS underscore 10 to FCS score 17. These all are free depend application when creating the application. These all are free depend business rules when creating the application. Custom these are custom entities and custom rules are previously created the custom rules. Create the new custom rule. Click on can open the custom rule. I'm previously created this custom rule. Now adding the RTP here. RTP underscore attribute entity. Comma separated. Q the comma and process. RTP underscore attribute entity. Click and save. The custom rule successfully created. You can see the RTP entity attribute entity under the variable option. Click on validation the after business tool, custom business tool. Started the validation. Starting the validation. Once check that RTP value, go to the custom role. Create the new custom. Click on actions and the new click on new object. Application type is the cloud. Application is FCS demo. Cube is the console. Type is the rule. Give the custom rule name. Custom attributes. Custom attributes. Attribute entity. Click and save. The custom attribute entity created and now open the edit process. Click on OK. The custom entity the custom rule will be created. Give the script. fx process, give the RTP value, the RTP value, attribute entity, click and enter, give the npix, give the npix, click and save. The custom entity attribute entity is saved successfully. After validate the custom role, to validate the custom role, can save. The custom role successfully saved. Can validate. The rule validated with no errors. Click on OK. After deploy the custom role, click on deploy. Deploying the role. The deployment was successfully completed. Click on OK. Let's go to the application. You can check the business rules. You can click on the business rules. You can check the business rules. The created entity, the custom attribute here. Click and launch the attribute. Previously created attribute ASP. This is the attribute dimension number. Go to the activity gate. Click on open the next. Use of attribute dimension in the smart view. Can you show me how to insert an attribute in the smart view? Can you show me a report with a report with the attribute dimension? Expectation. Choose any two random combination, standard dimension combination, or each of attribute dimension members associated with. Enter any random member in the those combination. Show an example who those input members are imported by each of the attribute dimension members. APSC and example. But first you have to select the first you have to open the Excel sheet. Open the Excel sheet. Click on Smart View ribbon. Under select the panel option here. Select the panel option here. Click on Share Connections. Select the URL. Give the password, username and password. Give the password also. Click and expand the application. Click and expand the application. Click and expand the libraries. Click and expand the console test. You can select the user variable form. Click and add a analysis. This is dive into the left side. This is the ad analysis form. You can insert the attribute values here. USA. Click and refresh. the insert to the attribute value in the smart view. Go to the PPT. So, and example who those input members are reported by each of the attribute dimension in the member APAC as an example, and so all the attribute dimension region an example. Go to the smart view. Can give the can insert the APSC attribute category. Click and refresh to add it to the attribute category in the smart view. Another example is the region. Click on region. Click on region. Click and refresh. The attribute dimension will be added to the smart view. Go to the activity guide. You have concluded to show as the use of attribute dimension in the following artifacts. Data forms, runtime forms, business rules, smart view. These all are artifacts, the application. Thank you. That's it, Ravli. Hello.
Thank you, Sai Padala.
Okay, Ravli.